Good morning, Flosstube. I'm Misty. Welcome to my channel. Today is Saturday, April 28th, 2018. If you're new, thanks for stopping by, and if you've been here before, thanks for coming back. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you today, talking about what I've been up to, what my plans are, and it's a beautiful day here in central Pennsylvania. You'll probably hear birds. I've got the windows open. It's sunny. It's just a really nice day. So spring finally is here. I think it's here to stay. I'm really glad. Today, I'm really excited because classes just ended. So my summer break is more or less beginning now. I have to go in to work next week a little bit, but I'm not teaching next week. So I'm super excited. And it's been a great, weirdly laid back weekend where I didn't have to really do anything. I caught up on things that I needed to take care of around the house. Oh, wow. It's amazing when you have like free time to do stuff. So, yeah, it's been an awesome weekend already. So school's out and it was a good semester. It's been a good year, been a long year. I've got a few students going on study abroad to Spanish-speaking countries, so that's really cool. Two students are going to Spain. One of them might be going in the fall, but the other one's going this summer. I have another student going to Mexico and another student going to Argentina. And I always beg them to send me pictures or an email, let me know how they're doing, some kind of selfie. No one ever does, so I probably won't hear anything, but hope they're going to have a good time. Okay, so I have a question for you before moving forward that I just want to make sure I didn't forget to ask, and that is, I really want to stitch the design from Britter Cup. That's a Halloween ornament and it has a cat with a cauldron. Does anybody know specifically which just cross stitch issue that is? Is it a Halloween ornament issue or is it just one of the like October issues? If anyone can tell me, I've had trouble somehow figuring out precisely whether it's a regular issue or one of the special Halloween issues. If you can let me know if you happen to know which one that is, I would appreciate it. Okay. I've been sick again because once in April is not enough if you can be sick twice. So last time it worked really well for me to record on Friday, and I'd hoped to record yesterday and upload it today. But I was still coughing a lot yesterday. And just in case, I have an emergency cough drop, but I think I'm okay today. I'm doing a lot better. So it was a lot of coughing this week. I was really glad it was a light teaching week and a mostly oral exam week for me, so I didn't have to talk so much. Shoutouts. I wanted to shout out Kathy, Crafty Cat Stitcher. Her birthday is tomorrow, and so happy birthday, Kathy. She has some really cool birthday plans. She had a really fun video recently that she posted with her sister, and she was showing her projects, her sister's projects, and I thought her birthday plans were really smart. She wanted to have her car cleaned out. She didn't want to have to cook for a week. And she wanted some hanging baskets. They're not cooking. I am with you. I love that idea. And maybe no dishes also. That would be sweet. So happy birthday. She has some birthday stitching plans, so you can check her video out. I'll link it. Amber Michelle Hand Stitched is a new floss tuber. She's got a couple videos out now. And I feel like she and I have a lot in common. Both in our taste in entertainment, like literature and movies. And she's also studied Spanish. We both studied abroad in Spanish-speaking countries. I think she said she went to Seville. So she is a knitter, and she's recently gotten into cross-stitch, and she comes up with like her own knitting designs and just very creative. And she just seems really cool. So if you've not checked her out, please go say hello to her. And lastly, Barbie Pedal Pusher. I've been following her on Instagram, and I saw that she has some videos on Flosstube. So Barbie does cute modern designs, and she's got like a seasonal series going right now that she's doing with like a little house. And she has just like a lot of other cute little designs. And my favorite one when I looked at her Etsy shop is it's a small world, like a Disney design with some people in front of a castle. It's really cool. So, and she likes cute stuff. You can tell not only from her designs, but the kind of things she stitches, and she does some prairie schooler. So check out her as well, and I will post a link to her too. So I have a lot to be grateful for because everyone has been so, so kind. The comments you leave on my videos are just so sweet, and I really thank you so much. I know everybody's busy, so one, that you take the time to watch, and two, that you take the time to like let me know that you like my videos. It's just really, I appreciate it, and I just appreciate the community and the generosity that I've found myself in by joining Flosstube. So thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to comment. Some people have left me really nice comments on Instagram about my videos, and I'm so grateful and thankful for you. And I received some nice shout outs. So first I wanted to say thanks to Suzy Reno. She and I possibly were separated at birth. I don't know. We have a lot in common. We even have the same brands of sewing machines. We both have 2 sewing machines that are the same brand. We have a lot of tastes in common, a lot of charts in common, quilts in common. So Suzy's awesome, and we click. It's cool. So cool. And so thank you, Suzy, for shouting me out, and Train also for shouting me out. I appreciate both of your shout outs. Suzy's going to be stitching along with me on my birthday start, which I'll talk about a little bit later, and she's done some really cool modifications to how she wants to stitch hers. So I'll talk about that in just a little bit. And I just mentioned Amber Michelle, but she also shouted me out, so thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I just have to say, because I am a fan of goats, I really, really like her embroidered goat that she's doing. It's called Gertie the Goat. So yeah, okay, I've just said it twice now. You need to check out Amber Michelle, okay? Tiffany, Express Life Tifa, I shouted her out a while ago, and she and I have been chatting on Instagram, and then she gave me such a nice shout out recently. She does some amazing artwork. I'm in awe of her creativity, and yeah, wow. Like her paintings. Yeah. She does everything, and she does everything well, and she's very creative and just seems like a sweet person, very sincere and genuine, and thank you for shouting me out, and please check her out. And my girl Helen shouted me out. She gave me a nice shout out about my prairie schooler. Thanks, Helen. I really appreciate it. Helen's another person that I feel like, I don't know, like, are we related somehow? I feel like there's some kind of clicking happening there. So, by the way, have you seen all of the awesome haul that Helen got in Florida? All that fabric, it's awesome. And I'm jealous that, I mean, I also went to a needle workshop, so I can't complain. And I purchased fabric as well. So, okay, I'll just stop talking now. Never mind. Just pretend I never said any of that. Okay. I received some stitchy kindness as well, so that's part of my thank you segment. And I received 2 things. So the first thing that I received, hid it from myself, the 6 fat men that I was talking about. Oops. Here we go. From Lizzie Kate. So I had said that I wanted to stitch these, and Patty McReynolds was listening, and she generously offered to send me, because she'd already stitched the series, she offered to send me her charts. Thank you so much, Patty McReynolds. I am very grateful for your generosity. And Suzy just got these designs too. So Suzy, when you want to stitch these, you let me know. We'll have another little stitch along. Thank you, Patty. I am delighted. When I stitch them, I will pay it forward. And then I received some stitchy kindness for my birthday. Okay, so I received this beautiful card from Cindy. And her channel name is Cindy's Cross Stitch. And Cindy is so, so thoughtful. And so she sent me this beautiful birthday card, and she stitched me an ornament. So this is the back. So when I saw this, I like simultaneously laughed and cried. Like I cried because I was touched that she sent it to me, and I laughed because it's cute and totally my thing. Oh my God, right? So she noticed in a previous video I mentioned how I like Margaret Sherry designs, and she stitched me this little hedgehog. Isn't it adorable? Did she do an awesome job? Oh my God. And this Chanel trim, I just keep like petting it. I can't stop touching it. Thank you so much, Cindy, for your thoughtfulness. I am grateful. I love it. I think I might hang it up. I've got a light shining on my loom, and I'm thinking of hanging it on the light so that I can look at it when I'm weaving. So thank you. Okay, so I feel like my birthday's coming up because I've been getting all these nice comments and nice gifts, so I'm just very grateful. Got my knitting mug, coffee. This morning I had, this is kind of a weird, one of those weird life days where life like juxtaposes things for you. So one of my good friends that has been a friend of mine for like probably 5 or 6 years is moving away today. And she's moving out west. Simultaneously, a friend of mine who was a very good friend from graduate school, moved away about 5 years ago, is in town today visiting, and I got to have breakfast with her. So it's one of those things, I think, where you get the reminder that, you know, your friends move away, but that doesn't mean that you'll never see them again or that you lose touch completely. And so I saw my friend Atia this morning. We were both in the same graduate program here at Penn State in literature, comparative literature. And so she moved out to California. She's back for a wedding. So we went to breakfast and caught up. And it's like, I mean, we still kind of text and sometimes we FaceTime, but it's been a while. We've both been really busy. But it's like no time has passed, which is, you know, the great thing about good friendships. So I had an awesome morning this morning, meeting with Atia. Okay, so I have one FO, and it's not Prairie Schooler, alas. It's not cross stitch related, sorry. Put in some quality time. This almost matches my shirt. On the polar bear sweater. Started it and finished it in the past week. I did a better job this time with the straining. So I'm done with the sweater portion of the tiny knits. And I still have some mittens, hats, and tiny stockings to knit. So like part of me wants to say I'm like half done, but I'm not sure that's really even true. This was a lot of knitting. But it's adorable, and sometimes you just have to do it because it's cute, even if it's a lot of work. Or at least that's my philosophy. So this was, I'll put a link again in case you want the link to this. This was designed by Kathy Lewinsky. This was part of a knit-along, which started last June. And a year later, I will likely still be knitting it. I've really got to stop knitting 2 of things or making 2 of anything. And I've got to do fewer like series of things. So I was kind of reassessing my WIP UFO list, especially because of, well, we're like a third of the way through the year now. People are doing Stitch Mania. And I'm like, okay, well, part of the reason I wouldn't do Stitch Mania is because I already have like mania. I'm already crazy. I've already got 25 WIP/UFO things in my life right now, and I don't need more because then I just feel guilty. So anyway, part of the reason I have so many is I do those series, but I just can't seem to stay away from them. I don't know why they're so attractive. Yeah. So I was thinking about that, and I was looking at my list of things, which maybe I'll do like a WIP/UFO parade in an upcoming video if that's something that would be of interest. It won't really have cross stitch because I mostly have been finishing my cross stitch. It would be like knitting and quilting because, especially quilting, I think I've got like 10 quilts that need either binding or quilting or direction. Yeah. Quilts are the worst for me as far as getting things done goes. So maybe there'll be a WIP parade at some point if there's interest. But one thing I decided that is coming off the list and is just going to be called Done. This was also designed by Kathy Lewinsky, the same person that did the We Winter Woolens. She did an advent calendar of tiny, like, not tiny, small mittens. They're all Fair Isle. And a couple of years ago, I started this and I thought, this is awesome. I love it. And it is awesome. And I do love it. But I'm just not feeling it. So this is awesome. It's beautiful. I'm stitching this in silky wool, which was not a great choice, but it's kind of what was available at my local yarn shop. The reason it's not a great choice is that I have to stitch it or knit it at a very tight gauge to look good in Fair Isle. I've knit with it before at a looser gauge and it's fine. But with the silk in it, it's not as elastic. It's just kind of painful to knit this. Am I gonna knit 24? This is a lot of knitting to do 24 of. I did make it to 2. Day 2 of 24. And then I forgot to put the number 3 on this, so this does not have a number. Perhaps it's just as well. And this is as far as I got. So I would have to knit 21 more. And I thought, why am I stopping on this? And, it's because it's not that fun to knit. It's a lot of work. I mean, it's not that it's not fun. It's just not what it's calling to me, I guess, right now. So I think I'd have to start over with a different yarn that was all wool. I'd probably do fingering instead of the kind of sport/light DK weight. These are knit on like a size 2, but I was knitting like sport DK and it was just painful. Oh. Yeah, I don't really like knitting tightly. I'll do it for a toy, but then it's just like a toy and it's done. But to do this much of it, it's just not comfortable. So I don't know that I really want to reknit them. So I just decided like, I don't have a lot of knitting mojo right now. I mostly want to like stitch and weave and do some quilting and throw in a bit of crochet here and there. And that's, a little knitting. I'm not going to finish this. If someday I decide like, oh my gosh, I have to have that, then fine, I can start over. But I think I'm just done here. And I'll just stick them on the tree as is. And so, okay, one thing off my list. Awesome. Okay. So, whips. Okay. Rabbit run. Oh my gosh, I am almost done with this, you guys. Isn't it looking awesome? I mean, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but it really does. I can't take any credit for designing it or anything, so there's that. I'm just a happy stitcher. I love the bright colors. I am really glad I went with this. I think it was, for me, the right choice, and I've just really enjoyed stitching it. It's been a relatively quick stitch. I've made a few changes here and there. He has a look of surprise, which I did find really quite amusing in the design, but I decided to close his mouth. And here I put a yellow center as like a forget-me-not rather than I think it was pink. Here this is supposed to have like a little kind of circle down at the bottom, and as I was stitching it, I just thought it looked cool as it was, and so I just didn't keep going. So just really minor changes, but ones I just kind of felt like making. So part of my, let's call it birthday haul, is that I got a scroll frame. And I put this in the scroll frame, and I had trouble getting it to be perfectly straight, and especially now that I've got stitching on it and Weeks dye works. This is like a super soft fabric, so it's all stretchy in the scroll rod, and it just like, I did this motif, and I ripped it out like 1,000,000 times, truly. Oh my god. Once I got through that, then I was okay. And these rabbits went really well, and they're super cute. And this morning I stitched it, no problem. So I don't know, but I seem to be adjusting to these scroll rods. I've used scroll rods once before, years ago, and I wasn't a huge fan then, but these are nice, and I just have to get used to them, and maybe the Weeks fabric isn't the best option for a scroll rod, or I don't know, maybe I just, I'm not good at using them. I don't know. Whatevs. I'm going to keep trying. But as you can see, I've just got this motif to stitch, and then I'm done. There's a few other people who are like in about the same place as me on this. So finishing, I kind of think I want to frame it, and myself, possibly. So I'm going to mull that for just a little bit. So I'm not going to, I'll share it next time. It'll be stitched, but it won't be fully finished most likely the next time you see it. Unless, well, who knows? I'm not making any promises. But anyway, here it is. Almost done. I might finish it today. If not, probably tomorrow. And I love it. And I've just so enjoyed stitching on this. It's awesome. And I'll be like sad a little bit when I'm done. I stitched one block on Halo on the last day of classes in honor of being done. I touched like 3 whips, so I made that block. I'll insert a picture here. And so I did that. I worked on my rabbit run, and then I did some weaving. So I've been doing these squares that have little diamonds inside of them as my current weaving project, and I'll insert a picture of that here. So that has been awesome, and I've really enjoyed that project. So I just have been working on weaving that. So I did that as well on the last day of classes in honor of the last day of classes. And so I've got like 2 towels left to weave, and then that warp will be finished. That'll be like all I can fit on that warp. So a number of people have already requested some of them, and the popular color is blue, which surprised me. I thought it'd be more balanced between like red and blue, but blue seems to be very, very popular. You must have a lot of blue kitchens or just people with blue as their favorite color. Blue is one of my favorite colors too. I already have plans for what my next warp is going to be, and I think I'm going to go back to the pattern I did before this current one, and I'm going to change the warp to be navy blue and then do like lighter shade of blue or lighter shade of green on top. I was playing around with it in my weaving software, and it should look really cool, so I'm excited to play around with that. So I'll probably have the towels done in the next week or so. Okay, immediate stitchy plans. Well, looming in the near future, April 30th, my birthday start, American Flag Quilt Sampler, Rosewood Manor Designs. So this will be a stitch along, and please feel free to join me. I'll be doing this. Suzy Reno's doing this. A few others have mentioned that they'd be interested in possibly joining in. So please, I would love it if you joined. So some things. Suzy is doing just the blocks. So if you don't want to do the whole thing, but you'd like to do it, you could just do some of the blocks. You could do it the way she is, where she's just doing all the quilt blocks and none of the words. Suzy kind of like gave me a forewarning about all the eyelet stitches in the lettering here, and explained at length the amount of time it would take to stitch them. And I'm going to try doing at least one in eyelets, and then we'll see if I lose my mind and switch it out for later. But I'm going to try. I'm going to succeed at stitching the entire thing, but maybe not all in eyelets here. So feel free, if you're going to join, to, tweak this to suit you and your time availability and what you like. So she's just like gridded hers out. You should check out her video. I'll link it so you can see how she's going to do hers. She and I both are subbing out some of the colors and going a bit brighter because we both prefer a little bit of a brighter look. And I'm going to insert a photo here of my colors. So I switched out all the blues, 2 of the greens, I changed the brown, and I don't know if I'm going to do white or cream. The cream that is called for matches my fabric, so I might do white. I'll see how it looks. So, some of the stuff I might tweak as I'm stitching it, but I'm really looking forward to it. I kind of gridded across the top this section here so that I could do the border and get this started and hopefully not screw it up too much. And I've got it on a scroll rod ready and waiting to go. And Suzy and I were talking about how hard it is to not start early, but I'm hanging in there, waiting till the 30th and being good. Tiffany says she might be interested in joining and just doing some other quilt design. Lynette has designed some quilts, quilt squares. There's some prairie schooler ones. If you have some other project that you want to do that's quilt related as a stitch along with me, that would be awesome too. And I would love to see you do that. So, you know, if you want to join that way, that would be great. Because, I mean, I like quilting, so that would be awesome. So the hashtag, so this starts again on April 30th, the stitch along for this. The hashtag is going to be, and I'll put it across the bottom too, AFQSAL, American Flag Quilt Sal. If you just want to stitch but not this, you can do Quilty Sal instead. And I'll just tag both. But you could do that if you want to join in, but you don't want to do this particular design and you want to do something else quilt related. Or you have another, I know there's some other ones that Rosewood Manor has done that have quilts on them as well. So, what I'm going to be doing on my birthday, for sure, starting this, probably going to the DMV to get a new driver's license, and the one in my town is closed, so I have to go like a ways away to get my driver's license renewed. There's an antique shop over there, so I might be, you know, browsing around a bit as well. And I don't know what else I'm going to do. I'm just going to do whatever I feel like, I guess. And yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I haven't even, I don't know why I haven't thought that far ahead. I'm just like, I have a stitchy start and that's all I care about. So who knows? I guess I better start planning my birthday a little bit better. Also, as I'm finishing up Rabbit Run, then I usually try in between every project to work on one of the Cricket Collection ornaments. So as soon as I finish that, I'll also be starting day 9. And I've got that all kitted up. I think there are just 3 that I've left to do, so this will be one less. So I'll start this too. I'll be working on this. It'll be interesting to see how I do with a few projects in the rotation of cross stitch. I don't know if I will explode or be fine, but we will see. I really want to. Like, I really want to do Stitch Mania, and I feel a little bit left out, but I just can't. I just know it would be bad. Like, I do really well if I just have fewer things going. And I lose, some things I've learned about myself is that if I have too many things going, I tend to lose interest in something. You know, I gravitate more towards certain things, other things don't get finished. And then maybe I never finish them, which is okay, but it'd be nice if I did. And if I were to have fewer, I would either like decide like something's not working, I'm going to quit, or I would keep going. And I always hit this point, my friend Cynthia and I have this theory that when you hit the 2/3 mark on a project, you lose interest. Because you kind of know what's happening. You've been working on it for a while. You're kind of tired of it. Even with Rabbit Run, I had that happen. I'm like, keep going, keep going, keep going. But if I have too many things that I have to keep going on, I'm just not sure I can keep going. But I think I might try doing a few more cross-stitch projects in the rotation if they're small, like that ornament. And we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay, so haul. I've got some haul. So last week was my weekend in Lancaster and the weather cooperated so I could go. I did get, you know, that's when I started to get sick. And I woke up Saturday and I was like, man, I don't feel that great. And I was like, I am going to Lancaster. I don't care. I will just, even if I can only make it to one cross stitch shop and then I like kind of collapse, like fine, but I'm going. So my boyfriend was kind enough to show up right promptly at 8 a.m. and he even drove, and that was really helpful in case I did feel too sick, but I rallied for Lancaster. I talked to Deb from Country Stitchers about places to eat. She gave me some advice, and I just kind of asked her about the shops a little bit. So that was very helpful. So thanks, Deb. And then the shops, one of the shops recommended a place to eat dinner, and we really liked that too. So that was fun. So I went to 2 places in Lancaster. I went to Stitches Unlimited, and then I went to Hodgepodge. Sorry, the coughing rears its ugly head. Okay, so I was looking to kit things up as best I could. And so we'll start with Stitches Unlimited. I got a little bit of fabric. So this is all haul. If you don't want to look at haul, you should probably stop watching now. This is 40 count sandstone linen. I just wanted to see what I thought of it. It's not a super accurate. It's a little bit yellower. But anyway, that's very pretty. I'll just do an ornament on it, try it out. And then I also picked up 32 count tin roof. Do you say roof or do you say roof? I kind of go both ways depending on the day and what I'm saying. Okay, so this is by Weeks. And I had in mind something for it, and the thing I had in mind, it's not showing up really. This is going to be a not great video for accurate colors. It's a little bit greener and brighter than it's showing up. I got that to kit up, although I don't have the floss for this yet. Something I bought for myself, I don't think I showed it on here, as a reward for finishing my taxes, because even though I would finish them anyway, it's more fun if you get a reward. So Stony Creek was having a Super Bowl sale, and I got, I really enjoyed doing the trilogy Halloween design I stitched in the fall, which I haven't shown here. But if you're on Instagram, you'll have probably seen it. Anyway, I decided to do, like, oh, okay, well, I like those designers, so one of the designers from the trilogy, maybe I'll do something else from them. So I did Bent Creek. And I didn't know that the snappers actually, I just thought it was like a snazzy name. I didn't know they actually had snaps in them, but they do. And I haven't really seen anyone stitch this up completely, so it'll be interesting when I do stitch it up to see it all together. Oh my god, that cat, right? I mean, I could just do the cat. So that fabric, that linen is for this. I believe that's the called for. Is it? Yes. They did it on 30 count. You get the idea. So this is going to be really fun. And then this is the border. So I kitted that up, except like I said, I didn't get the floss yet. It's more of a distant project. It's not an immediate one, so that was fine. So I got those two linens there. Then, oh my gosh, I had some amazing finds. Okay, I'll save that for a second. Well, I have some linen for this. I got some Confederate gray linen. Monica's stitching. She's on Instagram. She was stitching this last year. And I was like, what is that? Because I need it. So I wisely ordered it because you never know when these things are going to go out of print, right? And this is a really nice book. So if you don't have this and you like Blackbird designs, I would recommend this one. I think Priscilla might be doing this too for Hermania. I don't know. So this is in my plans for the summer to stitch, and I got the floss for it. I had some of it. I just needed to get a little bit more. So I'm really excited to stitch this. And I don't know how I'll finish it yet, but it doesn't matter. So I got that. And then this is something I got from Nancy at Needle Case Goodies. I just saw this recently and I about died. Can you stand the cuteness? No. So this is by Tralala Noël de Souris. I don't know. My French isn't great. I took a semester, but I speak Spanish, so I pronounce everything like it's Spanish. Even English, actually. Words I don't know, I just sound them out like they're Spanish. Which is weird, but that's how I do it these days, because I've been speaking Spanish a long time, and that was the second language I learned. Anyway, this is neither here nor there. So I got this, and it calls for like some French hand-dyeds, which I did find on Etsy, but then I just thought, well, I can probably pull some flosses that will do the trick. Yeah, this is tricky to demonstrate well. Yeah, okay, no. I'll just show you. So I just try to pull things I thought looked pretty together and were reminiscent of what I saw. Whoops, this is going so well. Excuse me. Okay, how about that? We'll do a little Vanna. Good enough? Okay, good. Because that's as good as I can get. So lastly, I found a couple of Prairie Schooler out-of-print charts that I didn't have, and I was like, oh! There actually was an angelic choir. This was not on my radar. I don't know how. Isn't that awesome? Probably Priscilla has stitched this and I liked it and didn't even remember. I don't even know. But anyway, this was not on my radar. I didn't even know this existed. And I saw it and I was like, oh, that is so cute. I need that. So, yay. I felt like I was like on a treasure hunt and I found the treasure somehow. Then I also found, and this one I do remember seeing that Priscilla had stitched and I liked it. I think she changed the colors, like reversed the dark and light here. And they actually had 2 of these. And I was like, maybe I should like, should I get both of them? My boyfriend's like, oh, you should, because you just, you should sell it on eBay because you just bought like a cross stitch chart on eBay and you could sell it and, kind of recover the cost of the other one maybe. And I was like, okay. So I did get a second one and posted it on eBay and, maybe I'll recover a little bit of the cost of the other chart I recently purchased for myself. So I was just like delighted to find these because, they're out of print and I just didn't expect to find them. So that was awesome. So I enjoyed Stitches Unlimited. They were very nice. It's a smaller shop, but it's a really nice shop. She packs in a lot of charts in there. And they had considering the size of the shop, they had a pretty good selection of fabric as well. No one has a lot of 40 count. They have more like 36 and 32, like the lower counts. But I still found 40 count there. So that was very nice. And they recommended for dinner going to the Bull's Head, which is like an English style pub. And we did. Oh my gosh, it was really good. Oh my gosh, it was like one of the best dinners I've had in a while. I had a hamburger and sweet potato fries and yum. Yeah, we couldn't stop like the whole way home. We just kept talking about how good that dinner was. So then after that, I went to Hodgepodge in Strasbourg. So it's the same general area. And they're actually open a little bit later than I realized, which was useful. And so there I mostly bought linen, but I bought a couple of other things. So I'm not even sure, the lighting's so bad in here, I'm not even sure if it's worth showing you. I got an antique almond. This is a Zweigart and it's 32 count. I don't have any specific plans, just plans for awesome. That's all that I require. More 32 count. This is called Thunderstorm. Don't do that, computer. Probably something Halloween needs to happen here. Gunmetal. Whoops. Yeah, this is going to be a dropping kind of day. This is Weeks. Also, Halloween could happen here. And then I got a couple of 40 counts. This is Sand. Picture this plus. Maybe I would do the Lizzie Kate Things Unseen mystery on this. I'm not sure. That's a good possibility. And then I got Midnight Fantasy. That's a great name. And this is 40 count. And the owner's like, I'm amazed that you can see that. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I can, but we'll find out. Good lighting. It's important. We'll find out. So then I got this, which I've been wanting for a long time. Again, Priscilla Blaine's kind of enabling me here. This was one I has been on my wish list for a while. I think I might leave off birds, or I might leave off all the words and just do the nest. I'm not sure. And I got an issue that I didn't have of the Just Cross Stitch magazine ornaments that was on sale. She had a very nice shop. That was Hodgepodge. So I really enjoy visiting both shops. It's so nice to be able to see your floss and your fabric in person, get a better sense for what the actual colors are. So it's just fun. I mean, it's like being in a candy store for adults, right? I mean, yeah. So those are like my haul things. And then I got, for my birthday, scroll rods. These are from Artisan Design. I just got them this week. They sent them really quickly, which I appreciate. So this is going to go in to hold your fabric in place, this little wooden bar. Then it slides this way so it doesn't pop out. And then they just scroll really easily. They're very nice and very well made. Yeah, I haven't used them extensively yet, so I guess give more info after I've gotten used to using them for a while. And the other big thing I got is a floor stand for my stitching. So this is hilarious because I don't know if you remember, but when I started out doing these Flosstube videos, I'm like, I stitch in hand. That's all I do. I don't need no Q-snap. I don't need a scroll rod. I'm good. And then I think once I started doing, well, one, I've been watching Caroline from Off the Grid Needle Arts, watching her do the two-handed stitching and her Stitch With Me videos. And that kind of intrigued me. And then doing that Cricut Collection spring piece and having to put it in the Q-snap because the linen is so soft. I still have to say, like, man, Weeks has some soft linen and it's so beautiful. And I just wish it were a little less soft. Soft linen's not my favorite thing, but their linen's so beautiful that I'm just gonna have to use it and shut up. So, anyway, I digress. So even though like I vowed that I didn't need that, I decided as I was working on the spring piece that I did actually like using the Q-snap in some ways. And so recently I was like, well, maybe I would like, I can't. So a lot of people do the sewing method for their stitching, and I've tried and tried and tried. And I'm not good at it. Like, my stitches don't lay nicely. I've watched videos. I don't know what it would take. Some kind of intervention. I'm not sure. I can't get it to work for me. It just doesn't look good. And then I was like, well, maybe I could do two-handed stitching. So I had my Q-snap like angled on my couch against like the arm and my leg, and I was trying to do it, teach myself, see if I could like pull it off, that I would even like it enough to invest in some kind of lap or floor stand. And once I got the hang of it, like, I really liked it. So I really like doing things with both of my hands, which is one of the reasons why I like cross-country skiing, like moving my arms and my legs. It's one of the reasons I like weaving. It's one of the reasons I like fair on knitting. So that just like makes my brain really happy. And I was like getting so into it that I would just keep stitching, and then I'd be like, oh, was I supposed to stop? How many of this repeat am I supposed to do? And I would just like have like stitched too much. It happened over and over again. So I got a little too into the groove there. But anyway, I decided I liked it well enough. And with my American flag quilt sampler coming up, I thought, that would be really nice to have it like in a frame, on a stand. And I was debating between a lap stand and a floor stand, but I like to like shift around kind of weird in my chair. I like to cross my legs sometimes. So I wanted to be able to do that without it like throwing off my stand. So I researched it a bit, and I decided to get a Kay's Creations metal stand. And I've only been using it since like Tuesday, but man, I really like it. It's easy to adjust. It's got tons of adjustments on it, and so it's cool. And I feel like I'm a legit stitcher now. So yeah, I'll talk more about that later once I've used it a bit more and can be a little bit more useful in explaining it. But I'm really liking it, so I think I've been converted. And yeah, that's kind of funny. So it's just one of those things where like you should never say never, because probably you'll end up doing the thing you say you don't need or don't want or whatever to do. People had asked, okay, one other thing. Going back to Lancaster, there's a couple of antiques places by Hodgepodge. And so I went in to the second place. I went into both, but anyway, I found a goat figurine for my mom, a Hummel goat figurine for my mom. My mom collects goat figurines because she has a goat farm. So I'm always looking. I've been trained since childhood to find goat things for my mother. So that was a lucky find. And then in the second building that we went into, I was looking around, and all of a sudden on the shelf with like a beam of light coming down on it, not really, was this angel bell that I've been looking for. So Lefton's a company that makes like ceramics figurines. They made these angel bells. They're so cute. And so I found them on eBay or something at Christmas time, and I ordered the girl bell. They're pretty expensive, so I was splurging a bit for myself to get this girl bell. And when it came, it was like even cuter than I thought it was when I saw it online. And it was already extremely cute. And I liked her so much that I'm like, I have to get the boy. Now, I've never seen these ever anywhere, or I'd have bought them. So the boy was also as expensive. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll find it, or I can wait till next year, or whatever. But there on the shelf was the boy bell for half as much as I could buy it on like eBay or Etsy. And I was like, oh my gosh. So like I'm finding these Prairie Schooler out of print charts and this angel bell. Like, should I go buy a lotto ticket? Why didn't I go buy a lotto ticket? I might have won. So it was a really lucky day for me. Yeah, it was awesome. Okay, where was I then? Yeah, so people have asked about me filming myself like weaving, like kind of seeing the actual fabric, and I haven't had a way to do that. And I didn't really want to go out and buy like a tripod just to do that and then not have any other use for it. But my friend is going to loan me her tripod thingy, and I will film some weaving and add it to my next video so that you can see like what the fabric looks like as it's being created, like from above. So that should be pretty cool. So that'll be in my next video. I think that's it. I don't have any really from the archives things today. I mean, I have stuff, but I just didn't really plan for that. I thought about maybe giving you a tour next time of my quilted wall hangings as my from the archives. I've got probably 2, 3, I've got 6, 7. And then I have a couple seasonal ones that'll go up at other times of the year. But I thought you might be interested in seeing some of the quilts I've made that are kind of smaller scale. So I think I'll do that in my next video. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. Take care.